and welcome to Math for this Thursday. We are going to be using our skip counting and our place value knowledge, but just in multiple different ways today. So let's take a look at our learning goal. For Thursday, it says, I can count and identify numbers up to 1,000 using my place value knowledge. So today is kind of a day where we're using all these skills that we've been working on over the past month or so and making sure that we have them all down and solid before we head to Christmas break, because we don't want to forget all the awesome things we learned. So today we're both counting and identifying numbers all the way up to 1,000. So counting, that means we're looking at pictures and identifying value, or we're skip counting. Identifying means that we're looking at numbers, figuring out which digit has which value, and we're using both of these interchangeably and practicing using our skills in any situation. So we haven't done this in a while, but we're going to do a warm-up in math before we start with our worksheets today. So we're going to start with a warm-up. That means I am going to flash some 2 or 3 digit numbers up on the screen, and I am going to ask you various place value questions. Whether which number is in the tens place, or what place is the 7 in. And you are going to have to shout out nice and big into our golden sparkly microphone. So just like in grammar, how we were warming ourselves up with our little fun self-check quiz, this is going to be the same thing. I want to see how quickly you can say the answer into our golden microphone. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. So can you read this number for me? What number is this? 735. We want to get out of the habit of saying 735. Just say 735. Okay, what number is in the tens place? The 3, good job. The 5 is in what place? The 5 is in what place? The ones, correct, good job. So that means the 7 is in what place? The 7 is in the hundreds place, good job. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, let's see. What number is this? 43, good job, 43. Okay, first question. How many tens are in 43? How many tens? There's 4 tens. How many ones? There's 3 ones. Good job. Okay, what number is this? 91, of course. What number is in the ones place? What number is in the ones place? The 1. What number is in the tens place? The 9. Good job, the 9. Okay. Ooh, what about this 3-digit number? Can you read this number for me? 863. Did you make sure to leave out the and? Okay. So let's see, in 863, how many hundreds are in this number? How many hundreds? 8. Good job. What number is in the ones place? What number is in the ones place? 3. And how many tens are in this number? How many tens? 6 tens. 6 tens. Good job. Okay, last one, awesome people. What number is this? 175. 175. Okay, how many tens are there? How many tens? 7. What number's in the hundreds place? What number's in the hundreds place? 1. And how many ones are there? How many ones are there? 5. There's 5 ones. There's I hope you caught that difference. Okay, good job playing our little quick warm-up quiz game. That's going to pause us for there. And we are going to pull out our math packet that we actually started last week with lesson 3. So, you are going to get out, it should be stapled together. Just flip the page. Lesson 4, exit ticket. So in the top right, you're going to see lesson 4, exit ticket. That's going to have a 2 and a 3 just like before. Lesson 4, exit ticket. So in the rest of that packet, we have our exit ticket and our homework. We're going to do both of those pages today, but we are going to start them all together. I really like these homework pages because they don't just focus on one specific skill. They ask us a bunch of different questions that requires us to use our skills in multiple different ways. Sometimes it gets tricky to understand what the question is asking, but that works our brain, and I love it. So we're all going to start with question number 1. So I'm going to be doing these problems up here on the whiteboard, but I need you to be using a pencil and writing out on your sheet. Okay, Super Scholars, let's take a look. Number 1, I'm going to read number 1, and I want you to follow along. These are bundles of 10. If you put them together, which unit will you make? Okay, so these are bundles of 10. We have to figure out what is it together. So let's see, how many bundles of 10 do we have? Let's count, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 tens. We know this. If we have 10 tens of a smaller unit, it's going to make what? 1 of a bigger unit. And 10 tens is equal to 100. 100. Good job. Can you tell? Which letter says 100? Which one? C. Good job. 100. 10 bundles of 10 equals 100. It's a unit of hundreds. Good job, Super Scholars. Okay, that one we were practicing counting and identifying. So let's look at number 2. We've got more pictures. Oh, I need to see it. Okay, I'm going to read number 2 and I want you to follow along. These are bundles of hundreds, tens, and ones. How many sticks are there in all? So we have to use the same skills, but we're using hundreds, tens, and ones right now. So let's see. Our big bundles are hundreds, the skinnier ones are tens, and the sticks on their own are ones. So let's see. How many hundreds are there? Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 hundreds. What number is 5 hundreds? It's 500, exactly. So I'm making sure to write out the number 500 so I can see what I counted. Okay, how many tens do we have? These smaller bundles. Let's count how many tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tens is what number? If we have 6 tens, we have, remember? 60. 6 tens is 60. So far, how many sticks have we counted? 560. But how many ones? Can you count really quick? How many ones are there? There's 3 ones. Awesome. So all together, how many sticks? 563. Good job. This 560 and 3 is the exact same thing when we write those numbers in our 3 different places. Because we know if a 6 is in the tens place, it's still going to equal 60. Okay, awesome people. Another great job counting and identifying. You're just going to go to number 3, but I have to erase so I can scroll down. Okay, let's see number 3. Okay, I'm going to read it. Same thing. Can you follow along? Imagine the place value chart. Write the numbers that show a way to count from 187 to 222. So this is asking us to imagine our place value chart we were working with earlier in the week. And this problem is asking us to skip count, and it's also asking us to bundle. It's using our skip counting and bundling skills. So we're gonna write out our path to get between our 2 numbers, but thinking about when we've got 10 of a smaller unit, it's gonna equal 1 of a bigger unit. So let's start. How do we start our skip counting? Where do we want to start? 187, exactly, 187. Okay, if we're imagining our place value chart, we're going to count the same way. So we're going to start with our smaller unit and bundle up our place value chart. So that means where are we going to start counting with? What's our value? The ones. We're going to start counting with our ones. So right now, how many ones do we have? 7. So we're going to add a ones value each time until we need to bundle. So here we go. We add a 1. We're going to get 188, 189. Oh, if we're going to keep counting, what's going to happen? We're going to have to bundle our ones. If we're going to add another 1, we'll get 10. We're going to have to bundle our 10 ones, which we'll get 110. So if 189, all our value is going to go to our tens place, and we're going to get 100, go up, 90, 190. These transitions are always the trickiest, and we want to understand why. Because our ones value is bundling together, and we're adding to the tens. That's how we went from 8 tens to 9 tens. Okay, and look at that. That was a number where we needed to bundle. So like yesterday, we're going to underline it and identify it as a benchmark number. Okay, so if we just bundled all our ones together, how are we going to count by next? The tens, the tens. Okay, how many tens do we have right now? We've got 9 tens. So if we're going to skip count up 10 and add a 10, how many tens will we have? 10 tens. What happens when we have 10 tens? We're going to bundle and get 100. So that means all the value we're about to add from our tens is going to go into our hundreds place. And after 190, we're going to get 200. Exactly. This was another bundling jump. All our tens value combined together and added an extra 100 to our hundreds place. So let's also identify it as a bundling benchmark number. Okay, we're at 200 right now. But where do we want to get to? 222. So how many more tens do we need to add? How many more tens do we need? 2 tens. So let's add 2 tens and skip count up. So right now, how many tens do we have? 0. So if we're adding a 10, we're going to get 210 and then 220. Good job. We have the amount of 10s we need. But what's left? What else do we need? We need 2 ones. We need 2 ones. So let's go ahead. Can we add those 2 ones? How many ones do we have right now? 0. So if we're going to add a 1, we'll get 221 and then 222. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Awesome job. Okay, let's count what we counted, Super Scholars. We went back and forth a little bit, but we still want to know how much we added. So can you jump with me? How many ones? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. But then what about here? 3 and then 4, 5. We jumped up 1 5 times. How many 10s did we count? Let's see, let's look. 1, 2, 3. We counted up 3 10s. So 5 ones and 3 10s. Awesome job, Super Scholars. So we're now going to start the homework. So I just want you to flip the page and look at lesson 4 homework. But before we do that, it is this or that time for our Thursday, and I have a fun Christmas movie showdown. So, are you standing? This or that. Which Christmas movie do you prefer? How the Grinch Stole Christmas? If so, you're gonna touch the ceiling. Or Elf. If so, you're going to touch the floor. Which movie do you like better? And if you've never seen the movies, which movie would you choose to watch first? What's your pick? I'm going to choose Elf, so I'm going to touch the floor 5 times. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Okay, come sit right back down as you have your lesson 4 homework out. So it's just the next page. All it says is lesson 4 homework on the top. So Super Scholars, we are going to do question number 1 together. So let's see what our new question number 1 says. Can you follow along? Marcos used the place value chart to count bundles. How many sticks does Marcos have in all? So this is another problem where we need to count how many in total. Figure out, added together, our hundreds, tens, and ones. But this picture, look, it's nice and organized for us already in our place value chart. So awesome, people. Let's see. Quickly, how many hundreds are there? 2 hundreds. And what number is 2 hundreds? 200, exactly. How many tens are there? Can you count? 5 tens. 5 tens is what number? It is 50, exactly. So what do we have so far? 250. How many ones? This one I had to double check. How many ones are there? There are 7 ones. So altogether this is 257. Can you write that out as a 3-digit number? 257. Let's see. 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 7 ones. Just like this picture shows. Okay, Super Scholars, before you keep practicing on your own, I want us to skip count this picture. Can we practice skip counting and switching between our values? I want us to count the number of sticks by counting our hundreds, then our tens, then our ones. But we're going to keep counting, adding our value, skip counting. Because this is another way we could have found how many sticks were in this picture. So we're going to skip count this picture altogether. Can you do it with me? So 100, 200, now we're going to switch to tens. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. Now we're adding ones. 251, 252, 253, 254, 255, 256, 257. So I wanted us to make sure that we did that to show that there's multiple ways to count up how many sticks are in this picture. It just depends on which way you like to use the best. Okay, Super Scholars, so we have worked on 4 of our practice problems all together. And what all I need you to do is finish lesson 4 homework. So that means you're going to complete questions 2 and question 3. They're pretty quick and all of you have the skills to get them right. So question number 2, all you have to do is write the number that you see here in this picture. Write it out with the amount of hundreds, tens, and ones that you see here in this picture. Question number 3, it says, do you see it? These are hundreds. If you put them together, which unit will you make? So we did a similar problem with the tens. So if you count up all these hundreds, what new unit will they make as a bundle together? You're going to circle the correct answer. So what you're going to do as an independent mathematician is do questions number 2 and 3. When that is done, I need you to take a picture of the lesson 4 exit ticket we did together and your completed lesson 4 homework. So you can unstaple them, and I want you to take a picture with the 2 pages side by side. So I can see your work that you did on the exit ticket, and I can see your work that you did on the homework. So all I want to see is a picture of the exit ticket and the homework side by side, so I can see the work you did together and on your own. So just take a nice picture of both pages once you're totally complete. And that's it, Super Scholars. You've been doing an awesome job with math. Great job growing your brains every single day. So let's go check off 2